My name is Nicholas Earl, and I'm joined here by my brother Tim, and welcome back to another edition of Baseball Talk with the Earl Brothers. Finally getting into this. Now I've finally got you on full time. So we are going to be producing a lot more content. I know we've been very inconsistent. So be sure to follow us on all of our new social medias, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. We have World Baseball Classic. Well, we have those exhibition games, like Nicaragua's playing the Mets right now, and you have Canada playing the Blue Jays, and the United States are playing San Fran later. So we have like the warm-up games going on right now, and we are going to rank in a tier list all the World Baseball Classic teams. So
yes,
Tim, you ready for some World Baseball Classic?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm excited for that. I mean, it's an exhibition. So, yes, I'm excited about it. I'm a lot more deep into college baseball, but this can be a fun little appetizer to the MLB season.
Yes, and it looks like the tier list here is in alphabetical order. So we will be starting with Australia, and here are how the tiers are going to work for this. And it is title contenders. We have teams that could make deep runs. Teams that can make it out of their groups, teams that can win a game or two, and the bottom tier is most likely to lose every game. I feel like we can also throw teams in there that they may win a game, but the only game they'll win are against teams in this tier as well.
Yeah,
like there's some groups that have that two of the bottom teams in there that I've noticed that one's gotta win, something along those lines. So.
Correct.
Let's get it started. Australia. They don't really have too much for MLB talent. A couple of notable names here are going to be Robbie Glendening, who was part of Team Australia a couple of times ago. Travis Bazzana, first-round pick a couple of years ago. Curtis Mead, also in the infield. For pitchers, not really too much to go off of. For exciting pitchers at all. I feel like this one is pretty simple. I have this team on the bottom tier. Tim?
I will say we also got to look at the group that they're in. They're in the group Pool C, which also has Chinese Taipei, Czechia, Japan, and Korea.
Yeah.
So it's one thing to think, oh, they're most likely to lose every game. I want to put them in the win a game or two. And I think they could be a team that could be sneaky to maybe upset them way out of the group.
I would love to know how.
Because I am not high on Czechia. I don't think Chinese Taipei is going to be good.
That's where we need to differ.
Korea, I'm not. They got some KBO guys, but I'm not really high on them. I think it's Japan, and it's like Korea or Australia for the last spot. I want to put Australia in the win a game or two spot.
I think Australia is one of the worst teams in the field, though, and I think Chinese Taipei is a little underrated, and they could be flirting with the spot. Keep in mind, only two teams make it out of each group. I think that's Japan and Korea. I think Korea is a step well more than a step up over Australia. Czechia, and here's a spoiler. Czechia is probably on the bottom tier as well.
Yes, I agree.
So that's one of those, one of our bottom tier teams are going to win a game because they go up against each other. I think this group comes down to it's going to be Japan and then Korea or Chinese Taipei. I'm not as high on Australia as you are.
I think they beat Czechia, and in result, they at least win a game. That's why I want to put them in that tier.
Yeah. I only think they
beat Czechia, and I think they win a game against either Chinese Taipei or Korea. They're not gonna beat Japan.
I think they go 1-3 at best.
I think they can go 1-3 or 2-2.
I see them.
I would not
Czechia.
be surprised if they went 2-2.
Yeah, I see them beating maybe Czechia. That's about it. And I would feel we'll leave them in win a game or two for right now. Because we're spending way too much time on Team Australia of all teams. But they, I think, will be the worst of this group.
That's fair.
All right. Next one here, Brazil. Brazil will be in the they're in the they're in the Houston pool with Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and the United States. This one, I know I wanted to make the argument for that last one as well, but I don't see Brazil doing anything in this tournament whatsoever. One player that I think to look out for is Jose Contreras, who is committed to Vanderbilt, 17 years old, the youngest in this tournament.
Yep.
There was some gas, but other than that, like they've got really nobody of the major league talent. Bo Bichette was supposed to be on this team, and then he backed out as well. Dante Bichette Jr. is on this team, but this team is pretty rough, and I think that at the end of this, I don't see them beating anybody in that group. I think Great Britain's another tough one because I think Great Britain versus Brazil is very similar to the conversation we had Australia versus Czechia. That will be the game where one team wins a game because somebody has to win the game. But I do not see Brazil coming anywhere close to Italy, Mexico, or the United States.
We're gonna be quick on this one too. Then I agree with you. If Brazil wins a game, maybe Great Britain. I think they get blown out by the other three. They don't have any like big talent on this team that we're like, oh my god, we have to go watch. It's just nothing there. I agree. Brazil is probably at the bottom.
All right, can we talk about a little bit of a better team and a more exciting team to talk about?
Yes.
Oh, Canada. We have actually some major league talent to talk about. We have Logan Allen on this on what do you call on the pitching staff. We also have James Paxton on the pitching staff. Jamison Tyone, Michael Soroka, the GOAT Kyle Quantrill, catchers Liam Hicks and Bo Naylor.
I like it.
For the infielders, Brewers prospect Tyler Black. He spent a lot of time in Nashville last year. Edward Julian, who was traded from Minnesota to Colorado in the offseason. Josh Naylor, Bo's brother. Otto Lopez, Abraham Toro. In the outfield, Denzel Clark, Owen Casey, Tyler O'Neill, Jared Young, New York Mets outfielder Jared Young. So I am higher on this Canadian team than I obviously am the first two teams we talked about. They're in a group with Colombia, Cuba, Panama, Puerto Rico, and I think this is a team that can make it out of their group. I think that them and Puerto Rico are the two teams that will probably make it out of San Juan. Colombia could be feisty a little bit. We'll talk about Colombia next. But for me, I think Canada can make it out of the group.
They definitely could. I look at that group, though. Colombia's going to be a little bit scrappy. We'll talk about them in a little bit. Cuba is also a team that I know they're missing a bunch of players. They always do well in the World Baseball Classic.
We'll talk about them in 2 minutes.
We'll talk about them in a minute. Panama's going to be bottom tier. So I think Canada easily beats Panama. Puerto Rico, even though they lost a couple of players due to insurance reasons, I still think Puerto Rico is going to be solid enough. As for Canada, I want to put them in win a game or two.
Really?
Because honestly, when I look at it, like I like Puerto Rico to make it out, and I think Cuba does. Maybe Colombia.
I'd like to have the debate with those two teams. I want to leave Canada where they are at the moment, and then we will debate them as we have the next two teams that we want to talk about for this group coming up next.
Yeah. By the way, one more thing with it. Justin Morneau is a hitting coach. I wanted to throw that one out there.
That's awesome. I like that.
Love to see that one.
All right, we'll move on to the next team here. And one team that you think could be that could make it over Canada is Colombia. Taking a look at some players on their pitching staff, they have Jose Quintana, Julio Tyron is on this and this pitching staff, Luis Patino as well for some for some major league talent there. Jorge Alfaro looks like to be the starting catcher on this team. A couple prospects with Carlos and Michael Arroyo. Michael Arroyo, one of the top prospects in the Mariners system. And there's Donovan Solano, Gio Urshela, also in the field as well. Harold Ramirez is in the outfield. Other than that, they are very limited on outfielders, and none of the other guys, I believe, have had any major league time. I do not think this team is better than Canada. I would put this team now. They're definitely better than Australia, but I think this is a win a game or two, and I think there's a couple teams I like better in this category than Colombia for win a game or two. I think they are a mid to low tier team.
Now, I will say, I do like Cuba more than Colombia. Colombia would be my number 3 in the group, 3/4 with Canada. So I have Colombia more towards the Canada area than the Cuba area, and I'm higher on Cuba. When it comes to the Baseball Classic, you need to win 2 games to be competitive in terms of making it out of the group. When I have Jose Quintana as one of my starters, I like my odds, especially if you're going to start him against like Panama or Canada. I think you can possibly pull out one of those games. And I think Julio Tyran could probably get a win for them too. Like I could definitely see Colombia being a 2-2 team, and that could be enough to make it out of the group. Because I think this group is going to be very, very competitive, minus Panama, who could realistically go 0-4.
Yeah.
But I like Colombia as that 1 to 2 win team. We'll mention the next one, Cuba. Although we don't have a flag for Chinese Taipei.
Yes, we do.
Where is it? Oh, that one's Chinese Taipei.
That
Sorry,
Chinese Taipei.
It looks different on my thing. So my bad. Did not realize that.
Yep.
Chinese Taipei was the next one in the what do you call it?
I think they have it under Thailand.
That's fair. We'll talk about them later, anyways. But I will say I'm a lot higher on Cuba, and we're about to talk about them.
Yeah, let's talk about Cuba. They are in that same group with Canada, with Colombia, and they're also with Panama and Puerto Rico. As for some major league talent, Yohan Lopez was a Met at one point. Joshimar Cousin was a White Sox at a point. Daryl Nunez as well was a Giant at a point. Their catchers are nothing to write home about. Omar Hernandez, Andres Perez, none that I've really heard of. Malcolm Nunez, a former Pirate, is in the infield, as well as Yidi Capier, looks like a former minor leaguer. Get this, Tim. Alexi Ramirez is playing infield.
I don't think you're going to see him play much.
And Yohan Moncada is going to be also in the infield for Cuba as well. Their outfield, there's really no major league talent here at all. I'm not high on Cuba when it comes to this. Whether or not you want to put them above or below Colombia, just for because I know you're higher on Cuba. I would have Cuba at the top of win a game or two at the moment. Obviously, there'll be other teams I put above them. I do not see them making it out of the group, though.
I do. I see them making. I see it as Puerto Rico and Cuba, but I'm also not as high in Canada. This is just a team. Now we would probably be looking at Cuba a lot more differently, if players like Luis Robert could have played and Zach Neto could have played. Like there's a couple of Cuban players that, unfortunately, due to circumstances, were not able to play. And you kind of lost a little bit. But this is still a Cuban team that always seems to have some type of success in the World Baseball Classic. Like, they always seem to do well. They've won it before. I'm not going to sleep on them. I think at the end, Cuba makes it out over Canada, but that's just me.
Yeah. And one thing to note with Cuba that's kind of interesting is, unlike a lot of these teams, like, you'll have players who are born in the United States, but because of heritage are representing other states.
These are all Cuban-born players.
These are all Cuban-born players. So, yeah, that. Next up, we have Team Israel, who'll be in Pool D in Miami. They'll be with the Dominican Republic, the Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Taking a look at their roster here, it's not much to write home about. Robert Stock, Mets prospect, is there. as well as Mets prospect Ben Simon, Zach Weiss, Dean Kramer is part of this team.
Dean Kramer.
Tommy Canley is also part of this pitching staff as well. The Stubbs brothers, CJ and Garrett, are the catchers on this team. Jake Geloff is part of the infield, as well as Spencer Horowitz. And then for the outfield, Harrison Bader is the only major league team there. A couple interesting coaches.
I was about to say Brad Aspis and Kevin Youkilis.
Yeah,
love
that's
it.
fun.
And Mark Loretto.
That's fun as well. But yeah, I'm going to make this pretty simple. I want to say they're better than Colombia, but not Cuba. Maybe they actually. I think they are maybe slightly better than Cuba. I think they win a game, and it's against Nicaragua. I don't see them beating Dominican Republic. I do not see them beating Venezuela. Wild that those two teams are in the same group. And the Netherlands, I see the Netherlands winning that matchup as well.
See, I'm kind of in the same spot. Remember 2017, Israel made the run. They went like 3-0 in their group. And
I do not see that happening.
No, it's not going to happen. They end up getting blown out by Japan in that to get knocked out. Anyways, I like this. I like the roster looks solid. Although I don't see them beating the DR. We'll talk about the DR in a little bit. I don't see them beating Venezuela. I see them beating Nicaragua, and that game against the Netherlands is going to be very competitive. To the point where I think Israel could win 2 to game. I think they can go 2-2. It will not be good enough to make it out of the group because I think Dominican Republic and Venezuela does. But I definitely think they could be the number 3 team in that group. For sure. They've got the roster to do it. They've got enough bats. Horowitz was good last year. Bader is solid. He's a good leader. Now that it's Jake Geloff. That's Jack Getloff's brother. So It's not the one we're thinking of. A couple big prospects in the pitching realm. I think Dean Kramer can. If you pitch Dean Kramer against Netherlands, that could possibly be a win for Israel. But I have them as a 2-win team.
Yeah. You want to talk about a really fun one now?
Let's do it.
Let's talk about Team Italy. They are in the group with the United States. They're also with Mexico, Great Britain, and Brazil. So this is a fun one. Some decent pitchers on that roster: Sam Aldegheri, Dylan DeLucia, Matt Festa. You got Michael Lorenzen, as well as Ron Marinaccio, which I believe is a Yankee prospect. Aaron Nola. How about Adam Ottavino on this roster as well?
Yep.
Their starting catcher will probably be Kyle Teal.
I like it.
Their infield has some fun names to it. John Birdie, Andrew Fisher, who was drafted in the first round last year, Miles Mastrobuoni, Thomas Sagazi, Pasquash with Vinny Pasquantino, Zach DeZenzo as well. And then you look at that outfield. That's a fun outfield. Dante Nori, Jacob Marcy, Jack Caglione, Dominic Canzone, Nick Morbido. Fun assistant hitting coach on this team, Jorge Posada, as well. Francisco Cervelli is the manager of this team. I think this is the best team we've talked about so far.
Yep.
Now, this is a tricky one, though. Do you favor them? Do you favor Mexico to make it out of the group? I'm going to, at the moment, I'm going to put them and make it out of the group.
Yes.
And I look forward to talking about Team Mexico as well, because I think Team Mexico can absolutely make it out of the group as well. And that'll be a very interesting matchup that I think they'll hold Aaron Nola for.
Yes.
But for me, Italy, I see a lot of hype behind this team. I kind of like the roster. I think they can make it out of the group potentially. I wouldn't be surprised, though, if we replace Mexico after talking a little bit more about Mexico with that and having Italy be the top of the win a game or two. But, yeah.
No, I'll be honest with you. I think Italy goes 3-1 and loses to the United States. Like realistically, I know I might be a little bit high on them. Italy could go 4-0 in this group.
I don't see them beating the United States. I don't see
You never know. You never know. What game do they play the United States? Like which of the games? I know they played the third game against Mexico.
I think it may be the last matchup.
That matchup could mean absolutely nothing. So
it could mean nothing to the United States, and that's the way they get by them.
I like Italy to make it out of the group. I do, because Brazil and Great Britain are non-factors, and Italy versus Mexico. If they start Nola versus them, I like the squad. So, are we talking about Mexico next then?
I was going to say, let's flip it around so we can talk about Mexico next. They are in the same group. Taking a look at some of their arms that they have in the on their staff: Javier Assad, Alex Carrillo, Brennan Bernardino, and then they also have Robert Garcia, Daniel Duarte, Roel Ramirez, Victor Vodnik, Tyjon Walker, Andres Munoz to shut it down at the end of the game there. Their catchers, it's going to be just one guy. It's going to be Alejandro Kirk. Alexis Willison is the backup. For their infielders, Nacho Alvarez, Nick Gonzalez, Joey Ortiz, Rowdy Tellez, Luis Urias, Jared Serna, Joey Meneses, Jonathan Aranda. Their outfield, the best to ever do it, Randy Arozarena, Jaron Duran, Alejandro Osuna, Alec Thomas. I know a lot of people want to be so high on Italy, but I think this is a better roster that Mexico has than Italy.
They are right there with each other. I will say that. And I know we can't put three teams to make it out of group in the same group.
No.
I want to put Mexico in the winning game or two. And we're gonna put them at the top, and they either go 3-1 or 2-2. It depends on that game against Italy.
I think that game against Italy will decide the second team in that.
I agree.
In that group as well.
I agree. But I'm going to be taking Italy over Mexico.
All right. Then we will move on to one of the best teams in the tournament. We have Team Japan. Taking a look at some of their arms, Yusei Kikuchi is on this roster. Tomoyuki Sugano is on this roster. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is on this roster, and then they have a lot of MPB guys as well that I really don't know too much about. And then their catchers looks like three NPO guys with Nakamura, Sakamoto, and Watusaki. Their infielders. Kazuma Wakamoto, Munetaka Murakami are both on this as well. Shugo Maki as well. And then their outfielders, Seiya Suzuki, Masataka Yoshida. I saw that they have Suzuki as a center fielder, which shocked me there. Their designated hitters, this Shohei Ohtani guy.
I think he's okay.
They win their group. I think for sure they win the group. I think they're above make it out of their group. I think they're in deep run. I don't think this is as good of a Japanese team as it was in last.
Correct.
Because Ohtani's not pitching, and they had a couple other guys on that roster that were better than what they have now. I have personally three teams above Japan.
I have two title contenders, and then Japan is a deep run team for me.
I have one other team sharing deep run with Japan that I'm going to have above them. And I have two title contenders, which should be obvious at this point. But Japan absolutely is going to be within the mix. They're going to go on a deep run. I just think that it could end in the semifinals instead of the finals.
Yeah, because most likely they would run into the buzzsaw of Dominican Republic in the semis.
Or Venezuela.
Like one of those. Yeah, you know what I mean. And when it comes to it, Japan should run through the groups. They should go 4-0. They should blow out Australia. They should blow out Chinese Taipei. Czechia shouldn't be a competition. Korea would be the tough one.
Korea would be a fun one.
Korea would be fun. Japan, actually, Australia could possibly be a fun game.
No.
I think that could be a fun game.
If your thing of fun is maybe 16-2, then sure.
No, I think that could be a 2-run game, like a 1 or 2 run game.
No.
Yes, I think so. But no, this is definitely a solid squad. Obviously, because of insurance reasons, Ohtani's not going to be pitching.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Solid squad for Japan as per usual. I think they're a deep run team. They go 4-0 or 3-1 in this group.
All right. We'll move on to the next one, though. Nicaragua. I think this will be the punching bag of Pool D. I think they go 0-4. Maybe they squeak out a win against Israel. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I think this is I think they're better than Brazil, but I mean that's not really saying too much though. They've got not too much for MLB talent on the pitching staff, or in the I think they have Jeter Downs in the infield.
Yeesh.
Freddie Zamora, Mark Vientos in the infield. I think Mark Vientos might be the best player on this team, which says a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
This is a team that I think could be. Ooh, do we put them below Brazil?
I would. I was about to make the argument of they're going to be the worst team when we come back to this after the tournament's over. They're going to be the one with the largest run differential, negative run differential in the entire tournament.
Well, yeah, because I think there's 2 games they get the shit beaten out of them against Venezuela and Dominican Republic.
I think all the teams beat them up.
I think Netherlands can beat them up. I think it could be a close game with Israel.
I don't think so. I think all teams win by at least 5 runs against Nicaragua. At least. So, no, I think Nicaragua is going to be the worst team in the tournament.
Fair. We'll go from one bad team to another team that I think will finish last, and that is Panama. Yeah. Looking at their roster, they have the other Logan Allen in their pitching staff, and not too much else for MLB talent. Miguel Amaya is one of their catchers, as well as Christian Betancourt. Jonathan Aruz is part of their infield, along with Johan Camargo and Mundo Sosa. Our guy, there's Jose Caballero, and then our guy, Ruben Tejada. I'm so excited about that.
I'm so excited.
He won't get any playing time. But
no, he shouldn't.
And then the outfield, there's Enrique Bradfield Jr., but that's about all to write home about when it comes to this Panama team. I think they're better than Brazil. That's about all I'll give them, though.
Yeah, I think they'll be better than Brazil, but love shout out to New York Met and Long Island Duck legend Ruben Tejada. Other than that, this team is just
terrible.
Jonathan Aruz could be fun. The infield is good. Aruz and Caballero, I think is going to be, and Emmanuel Sosa. That's a good infield. I'm okay with that. They've got no pitching, and that's a team that's probably going to get their shit rocked. They go against Cuba. They go against Colombia. They go up against Canada, Puerto Rico. Yeah, they may be they're going to definitely be the worst team in that group.
And then we'll move on to the team that I think can win this group. And that's Puerto Rico, even with all of the players that they've lost to insurance reasons. For their pitching staff, they have Jose Espada, Rico Garcia, New York Mets legend Jorge Lopez.
Oh, God.
Fernando Cruz, Seth Lugo, another New York Met legend.
Known Puerto Rican.
Known Puerto Rican.
Even though last World Baseball Classic he played for Israel.
Mm. Then Edwin Diaz as well. And then catchers, fun catching duo, Christian Vasquez and Martin Maldonado.
I love it.
Nolan Arenado in the infield, along with Edwin Arroyo, Emmanuel Rivera, Luis Vasquez, Willie Castro in the outfield, along with Heliot Ramos, MJ Melendez as well, Eddie Rosario, Yadier Molina.
I was about to say Yadier Molina is coaching
as well.
Sandy Alomar Jr. is the first base coach.
I think this is a team that their pitching can carry them, specifically their bullpen, to winning the group. I think they can win the group here.
I would agree.
Question is, do you have them above Italy or not?
No, I don't. I would have Puerto Rico finishing second in the group. Sorry, first in the group. I think they finished first in the group.
Puerto Rico, Canada, then
Puerto Rico,
Cuba, Colombia, Panama.
I switched Canada and Cuba, but that's not the point. So I would have Puerto Rico finishing first, so they would end up having to play, say, Italy or Mexico in the playoffs. I don't think they win that game. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to do when I want to look at deep run. It's whether or not they can make it out, like win a game in the playoffs after pool play. Although if that's the case, I think Italy could be deep run.
I won't give them that far because I think deep run
is win 2 games after pool play.
And title contenders, those are
the two teams that
top
should be
4 teams in Like those two categories for me are the top 4 teams.
That's fair. But basically, whoever wins 2 games.
Yes.
Which Italy could do it. But anyways, I do like Puerto Rico as a make it out of the group.
All right, we'll move on. We have Korea, where we have they are in the group with Japan, Czechia, Chinese Taipei, and Australia. I think this is the team that probably finishes second in their group, with obviously Japan winning the group. Young Hyo-jo, they have Young Kyu Kim. I think they have Hung Jing Ryu will be part of the staff as well. Woo Suk Go as well. Known Korean Dane Dunning
right.
as well. They're catching Hyung Jung Kim and Dong Won Park. Don't really know too much about them. Hae Sung Kim, Dodgers, is part of the infield, as well with Shea Whitcomb. And then for their outfield, Jahmai Jones, Jung Ho Lee, as well. It's an interesting Korean team, filled with a lot of KBO guys as well. I think this team could be scrappy and place high in this group. I definitely think they're better than Australia. I think they're better than Chinese Taipei. I think they're better than Czechia. I don't think they're better than Canada, though. I think I would have them on the bottom of make it out of group.
I'm going to be against you because I don't think they make it out of group. I think they're the third place team because I kind of like Australia.
Oh, no.
Like, I think Australia could be one of those interesting teams. I mean, I at the end of the day, just to let you guys know, Nick's the one that has the list. I'm not controlling that at all. Whatever Nick likes for that, that's what goes there. I like Australia to make it out of the group. I don't
know what you see with Australia. I truly don't.
I think that's going to be a lot scrappier than people think. But I look at Korea. I think they're a third place team in the tournament in that group.
I think if they finish third, it's because of Chinese Taipei. I really do.
That's fair.
Let's move on. We have Czechia. Let's go ahead and do that right now. I'll have Panama above them. I'll have them above. This is not a good team. This is a team that'll probably lose all their games. Czechia, they play Chinese Taipei, they play Korea, Japan, Australia. I think will be the close game for them. I know you're higher than Australia on them. I'm not. I think Australia can lose all the games. I think Czechia can lose all their games. One of them are. They've got no major leaguers on this team.
None that I know of. I think that's one of the big things for Czechia is that they have no.
It's a lot of Czechia. It's a lot of guys from Czechia. They've got really nothing going on. It makes me actually want to bump them even lower because I think they get smoked against Japan. I think Korea can beat them down. I think Chinese Taipei can beat them down as well.
Australia beats them down.
I don't know. You can keep saying that. I'm not buying into Australia at all.
That's right.
So I think Czechia is the worst in this group, and I think Australia can give them a run for their money, though.
That's fair. I'll be quick with this one. I think they're bad. I think they go over, and I think the only team that has a worse run differential than them is Nicaragua. So I'm not a Czechia person in this tournament.
All right, we ready to put a team in the top row for once?
Let's do it.
All right, the Dominican Republic. This is an absolutely stacked team, and let's just start with their pitching staff. Sandy Alcantara, Brian Bayo, Oscar Brazaban, Sir Anthony Dominguez, Camilo Doval, Carlos Estevez, Wandy Peralta, Dennis Santana, Luis Severino, Christopher Sanchez, Gregory Soto, Abner Uribe. Looking at their catchers, Augustine Ramirez and known Dominican Austin Wells. Their infield is unbelievable. Junior Caminero, Manny Machado, Gerardo Perdomo, Med Rosario, Mets legend. Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Ketel Marte, Jeremy Pena, Carlos Santana. Their outfield, O'Neill Cruz, Julio Rodriguez, Juan Soto, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Jesus.
This is absolutely insane. Fun coaching staff, by the way, too. With their Albert Pujols and Placido Polanco as their bench coach. I think the only team that compares to them is the United States, but I do think the United States is better. I do, but absolutely they're title contenders.
DR wins the entire thing. I am not. Yes, the United States team is awesome. We'll talk about them in a couple. In my opinion, the Dominican Republic team is better. I know that sounds crazy, and it's just because, as far as I've seen, you don't have your top guy, your top pitching on DR saying I'm pitching one time against Great Britain and that's it.
That's fair.
And so the pitching depth's going to be a little bit less on the United States than we think.
Yeah, but still, you look at the pitching strong for the United States. We'll talk about it.
I will say,
I disagree with you.
The offense, but I'll say on the offensive side, I know it's going to sound crazy. I think the DR is better.
Ooh.
Like, if we could go and compare the two, you know what? Put the United States in the top tier. We're going to talk about them both real quick. And put DR in front.
No.
Yeah. Yes.
No.
In terms of first base, you got Vladdy versus who's the
Bryce Harper?
Vladdy versus Bryce Harper.
Okay, I'll slightly give it to Vladdy then.
I will give it to Vladdy every single day of the week. Second base, Ketel Marte versus.
I think it's gonna be Gunnar Henderson. They do have Bryce Terang listed at second base, but I think they're gonna go Gunnar to have the better bat in the lineup.
All right, Gunnar
Henderson.
Gunnar versus Ketel Marte. I think
Gunnar.
I like Ketel Marte is the best second baseman in baseball. All right, we're against each other on that one. Shortstop is going to be I'll agree with you. Bobby Witt's the better one. It's going to be either Jeremy Pena or Gerardo Perdomo. Which
I think it will be Pena.
I think that's going to be very interesting. Third base would be Bregman versus actually Manny Machado.
Ooh. At this stage in their career, I think they're pretty similar.
I would take Manny. In my opinion, I would take Manny. I think it's a toss-up. Outfield, PCA, Roman Anthony, and Judge versus Julio, Soto, and Tatis. I'm sorry. DR is better.
By the way, I would go Buxton, Judge, and PCA.
You would? Okay. Even so, I was trying to give the United States the better three.
Oh, I think Byron Buxton's a better player than Roman Anthony right now.
Maybe, but yes, fine. Buxton, PCA, Judge versus Julio, Rodriguez, Juan Soto, and Fernando Tatis Jr. I think the DR's got the better outfield.
Offensively, yes. Defensively, no.
And I only care about offense.
Fair.
I think the DR is better.
Then DH, Kyle Schwarber.
Who's the DH for? Put Gerardo Perdomo, Carlos Santana.
Oh, then I'm definitely giving it to Schwarber.
O'Neal Cruz.
Definitely giving it to Schwarber.
I'm not worried about the DH. But the starting nine, I think, is better in the DR. That's just me.
I think the United States is the best assembled roster potentially ever. Because let's talk about their pitching staff as well. David Bednar in the back of their bullpen. Matthew Boyd, Clay Holmes, Brad Keller, Noel McLean, Griffin Jax, Clayton Kershaw, which I don't know how much he's actually going to pitch. Mason Miller, the best reliever in baseball.
Yep.
Paul Skeens, Tariq Skubal, Gabe Spire in the bullpen. Nasty. Logan Webb, going to make starts for them as well. Michael Walker, who's been pitching out of his mind the last few years. In that bullpen as well. Yarborough and Whitlock.
Can I say...
by the way, catchers.
Real quick with pitchers. I'm having Tariq Skubal as a non-factor.
That's fair.
Because he's pitching against Great Britain.
Okay, so you want to compare. We have...
Yes, the pitching staff is probably better in the United States.
The United States have a significantly better pitching staff.
And the offense goes to DR. That's going to be the fun matchup.
Yeah. But I have the United States as the best team in this. And I do think that they win this tournament close to 50% of the time.
And the other 50 is DR?
I think 30 to 35 on the DR. Which would leave 20 left. So 10-10 Venezuela, Japan. 12-8 Venezuela, Japan.
I don't think the United States should be that big of it. But anyways.
I think they are. I think they should be. I think they are. But we'll move on to the next one here, Netherlands, which is a lot of Curacao guys. Let's take a look at their pitching staff. Kenley Jansen's on the pitching staff, which is kind of interesting there. but not much else to write home about.
Yeah.
Chadwick Trump will be one of their catchers. Ozzy Albies, Xander Bogaerts, Didi Gregorius. That's weird. They had another. Oh wait, no, he's an outfielder. And then looking at their outfielders, Drew Jones, one of the top picks in the draft a couple years ago. Cedin Rafaela, Jurickson Profar. Oh wait, something happened with Jurickson Profar. I don't remember what exactly it is.
Is he out for the World Baseball Classic now too?
He was scratched from the lineup today.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the Netherlands as that's there you go. Israel over the Netherlands.
Yeah.
They're
in win a game or two.
Although I would have Puerto Rico above them too. If you in your list, I would have Netherlands in between Colombia and Australia.
Yes. Yeah. No, my bad. I didn't drag them far enough. My bad.
You're good.
Yeah. I would have them around there too. We'll move on. Chinese Taipei, which is an interesting team. Chinese Taipei is also known as Taiwan,
and there's zero MLB talent.
There is very, very limited. Yeah.
No, not limited. Zero.
There's none. My bad. There's known Taiwanese Stuart Fairchild in the outfield. Other than that, yeah, no, I this can be a scrappy team though. They were scrappy in the last one as well. I would have them towards the bottom of win a game or two. Is that fair?
I would have Australia above them.
Who else is in that group? Australia. I'll give you Australia.
Czechia, Japan, and Korea.
Yeah.
I don't think. Here's the deal. Chinese Taipei wins against Czechia.
They win against Czechia.
And that's it.
They might beat Australia. I think that's an absolute toss-up, and I think in the grand scheme of things, it does not.
It does not matter.
Second to last team on this list, Great Britain. Now, here's the tough part: is they can win a game or two because they have Brazil in their group. Where do you have them compared to Brazil?
I would have UK at the bottom of win a game or two behind Chinese Taipei.
So you think that they beat
Brazil, and that's it.
I could see that. Let's take a look at this.
Do you really think they beat Italy, Mexico, or United States?
No.
Okay.
Looking at their pitching staff, Gary Gill-Hill, Tristan Beck, not really. Vance Worley, Harry Ford's going to be their catcher.
I like that.
Jazz Chisholm, Nate Eaton on this roster there.
Keep in mind,
Trace Thompson.
Great Britain gets Bahamas players too, so
yeah, this is not a roster I like at all.
No, not interested. I'd rather talk about the last team.
Yeah, and I would like to make an argument to put this last team in front of Japan.
I would have to agree with you.
This is a fun roster. Let's start with their pitching staff. Edward Bizzardo, who was absolutely unreal last year during the playoffs for Seattle. Jose Butto. No, that's a fun one there. Jonathan Diaz. Eudenis Gomez. Kaider Montero. Daniel Palencia, the closer for the Cubs. Ricardo Sanchez. Ranger Suarez. Angel Zerpa, which I think is a very underrated name there. Antonio Senzatella as well. Their catchers, unbelievable catchers, William Contreras and Salvador Perez.
Perez will probably be the DH.
Yeah, I think Perez will be the DH. Their infielders, Mikel Garcia, Eugenio Suarez, Ezequiel Tovar, Gleyber Torres, Andres Jimenez, Wilson Contreras, and Luis Suarez. Wow. And then
solid.
Their outfielders, Wilyer Abreu, Ronald Acuna Jr., Jackson Chourio, and as a late-game defensive replacement, how about the utility Gold Glove winner from last year, Javier Sanoja? This is a really, really strong Venezuela team that I think can fight Dominican Republic for that group. I really do.
They could.
The more and more I'm looking at Venezuela, the more and more excited I am about them. Now, I do think there is a gap between Dominican Republic and Venezuela.
Clear gap.
But would it shock you to see them beat DR in the group stage?
It's one game.
It's one game. Anything can happen.
Just don't ask Venezuela about Trey Turner, and you're good to go.
Yeah, you're all good there. But I think Venezuela could be one of those dark horses to win the whole thing. I would take them over Japan to win this whole thing.
I would too.
I think that the finals in this tournament could be United States and Venezuela. And
it could be. It would not shock me at all. By the way, hitting coach Miguel Cabrera.
That's awesome as well. But yes, for me, I have Venezuela in deep run, and I was very, very tempted to throw them in title contenders.
They are honestly, we could have them slashed with DR. At the end of the day, it's United States versus either DR or Venezuela. Like that's the only match. Yes, Japan could do it, but like that's what I think the match is going to be. So yeah, no, I like Venezuela in the deep run spot. I overall I'm okay with the list.
Switch before we head out.
But you know my views on Australia, whatever. Versus Korea, but that's we're not gonna dive back into that one.
No.
I will say, out of the win a game or two, without, and I'm not going to use Australia, out of the game, win a game or two, which one is the most likely to have an upset and get out of the group?
Mexico.
Yeah, I feel like that's.
I feel like Mexico should beat Italy, or it'll be a toss up against Italy.
That's fair.
So I think Mexico is the easy answer there. By the strength of the group, someone like Cuba or Colombia, just because Puerto Rico, Canada do have their flaws. Other than that, no one.
That's fair. Mexico's the obvious one. I was going to mention Israel, but that's fine. I think we've seen it before. 2017, Israel was. I want to pull up what the. I want to look up the 2017 World Baseball Classic because I remember them making a big run, and I just don't remember how far they bracket.
Yeah, but to recap, let's quickly recap. In the most likely to lose every game category, Panama, Brazil, Czechia, Nicaragua. Win a game or two, Mexico, Israel, Cuba, Colombia, Netherlands, Australia, Chinese Taipei, and UK. Make it out of the group will be Italy, Puerto Rico, Canada, and Korea. Deep run, Venezuela and Japan. Title contenders, the United States and Dominican Republic.
Israel went 3-0 in the groups. They even had and then they won a game, I believe. No, they lost the next game to Japan. But that was kind of a fun little. Oh no, they won more. They went 4-2. But watch out for Israel. I think they could possibly make a run.
Yeah. But that is going to do it for this video, Tim. Anything you'd like to mention before we head on out?
I think the DR is still better than the United States, but that's it.
I disagree. But
we're going to have fun with that. That's fun.
Yep. But that is going to do it for this one. We want to thank you guys as always for watching. Hit that thumbs up button. Let us know down in the comment section below. What did we get wrong? What did we get right? Do you think teams should be higher, lower? Let us know down in the comment section below. That's going to do it for this one. Thank you guys always for watching. Catch you guys in the next one. I don't have control.
Oh, that's right. My bad.